Miracle Boy Boxing. I am your host, Hosting Cruz. Ladies and gentlemen, I may be a little late on this video, but I'm about to make it happen. Brian Mendoza showed, wow, guys, one of the most spirited, gutsiest, courageous efforts in any fight you'll see from any fighter in boxing. I'm talking none other than Brian Mendoza, guys, who challenged Tyzu for the 154-pound championship, WBO, this past Saturday in Australia, in a fight that he he basically got outclassed in that fight by Tyzu. Tim was just busting him up with uppercuts, right hands, body shots. Mendoza trying to be slick as he is, trying to counter, having his moments, trying to be competitive as much as possible. But in the end, man, I mean, and the thing is, the amount of punishment Brian Mendoza took in the fight, he lasted all 12 rounds. You know, at that point, there were points in the fight where, you know, it's kind of surprising the referee didn't jump in because Mendoza was taking some heavy shots. We're talking about uppercuts, hooks, right crosses, heavy shots. And like I said, you got to give credit where it's due. The heart, the courage, the guts of Brian Mendoza. That even though he was getting outclassed, he was not giving up. And he showed what a chin he has, because he took bombs, man, from Tyzu. Home run shots all night from Tim. And he didn't go down, not one buckle, nothing. Which shows how durable Mendoza is, and not easy to put away, not easy to beat, because, you know, he's tough. You know, Brian Mendoza, to me, had a good chance coming into this fight because he was coming off two back-to-back tremendous wins where he was the underdog in both fights when he stopped Jason Rosario, former unified champion for the Dominican Republic, on a body shot. Then he stopped the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. Paused a little bit because I was trying to remember his name. Stopped him on a 3-punch combo, man. Dropped him right on his back. Head bounced off the canvas. Brutal combo knockout shot. But it was different now. It was different when he fought Tim. When he went in there with Tim. I was expecting a very good competitive fight. And I was giving Mendoza a chance because of the momentum he was coming in the fight with. But Tim showed us something else. And that's what we got, man. We got a unanimous decision win by Tyzu, who overpowered and just gave Brian Mendoza a beating for 12 rounds. Now, Tim, after the fight, during his interview, he was asked who does he want next, and he said, you know, obviously the man at 154, the former undisputed champion of the world, Jamal Charlo. You know, he lost the WBO title because he went up to fight Canelo Alvarez at 175. So he lost that strap, so he's no longer undisputed. But the fight still makes sense because Charlo holds all the straps of the 154-pound division. Sometimes I get confused. Sometimes I get confused with the name Jamal. It's actually Jamel Charlo. At 154, he's a unified champion now, no longer undisputed. Tim has the WBO title, and I'm sure Charlo wants it back. You know, a title that he never lost. The thing is now with that fight, I still want to see it, but the thing is now with that fight, Charlo is dropping down, right back down to 154, which may take a toll on his body. I didn't see it that way, but now that I think about it, his chances of beating Tim are I saw him as a threat, and I saw him as a chance to win the fight because he's the man at 154. But when he went up 175, now got to go back down 2 weight classes, 20 pounds less. He's gonna definitely do some damage, man. He's not gonna be the same. I'll be surprised if he goes in there and perform half of how he usually does. It's gonna physically deteriorate his performance, man. Look what happened. Remember what happened to Roy Jones when he went up to heavyweight, left light heavyweight to fight John Ruiz to accomplish something different, something new. Test his abilities, test just, a challenge. And Roy Jones was Roy Jones, man. Speed, power, outbox John Ruiz throughout the fight. Easy win. And he left that to go back down to 175 to fight Antonio Tarver. One really entertaining trilogy that these two guys had. All 3 fights were competitive, but Roy Jones was never really the same in those fights, because that was the first fight he had since coming back down to 175 after leaving heavyweight. He in the first fight with Tarver, he was able to pull out just enough to win a fight, a close fight, a close decision. Then he got knocked out in 2 rounds in the rematch, and then he took a decision loss in the third fight, competitively. But like I said, the legs weren't there, the reflexes weren't there. Like I said, he got stopped, he got KO'd in 2 rounds by Tarver. Roy Jones, his chin has never been touched since that fight. Like that. So his legs were not there. Roy was not really there, but he was still good enough to be a competitive fighter. And that's what it was. So Charlo may be taking the same steps Roy Jones did, I feel that he's going to suffer the same thing Roy Jones did. His body's not going to respond the same. And Tim may just beat him and become undisputed. So we'll see what happens. But I still want to see the fight, because it's the fight that makes sense right now, 154 to make. Why would Tyzu go for someone else when Charlo has all the rest of the belts? So it is what it is on that. Miracle Boy Boxing, guys. I am your host and crew. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. Always a pleasure talking to you about boxing right here. See you guys in my next video. Peace.